Hey trappers, welcome back to Will Trap TV. Yo guys, we've been doing great on the views. If you're like Juliana and you love this content, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and put that notification bell so you know when I go live or make a new video. I wouldn't want to send my shooter Nink to pull up on you. Let's go. Yo trappers, what is going down? Welcome back to Will Trap TV. Guys, we are here raising Kanan Season 2, Episode 9, the penultimate episode. This episode is called Antitrust. And man, we was antitrusted. Let's go. Okay, so we start this one off and we got our Italians. They all chilling at the bowling alley, having a good time. Everyone's there. Our boy Jimmy's there who shot at Marvin. He looks like he's having a good time at the bowling alley. So they finish talking and they go out. We got a Kanan monologue. Kanan saying shooters are never happy. He says that shooters, the lifestyle they live, always gets them hit. They do the hitting and then they get hit. So this guy, Jimmy, he is going into his car. He's trying to get the keys and he's jingling the keys. And then next thing you know, your boy Lou is right behind him. And he goes like, yo, pulls the gun out. Jimmy tries to say, oh, you don't want to do this. Lou hits him, pop. Yeah, I do. Yeah, the monster is back. Lou is back, boy. You wouldn't try to hit Marvin. You thought Lou wasn't coming? You crazy. Now we coming on a funeral and I'm over here biting my fingers like, man, it better not be Marv, it better not be Marv. And boy, it is not Marv. We got Marv. Marv is alive. But man, we lost Miss Renee. Dang, man, that sucks. She was coming out of church. That's nuts. So we lost Renee. Marvin's in the front. He's crying, got his sunglasses on, got the chain on. But yeah, this is not good. This is gonna hurt Marv. Marv is not gonna be in a good spot. We now switch to Sam the crackhead. He's out pissing in a park. We got two cops, the same cops who rolled up on Kanan and Famous earlier in the season and poured out the mixtapes. These guys, they come up and apparently it looks like Sam has stolen some candy from the store down the street and the store owner pointed them out over here and are taking them in. They search them and they also find crack on them, so they start to arrest them. As they're walking away, Sam starts yelling, oh, he has information, he has someone. He starts saying that he can ID the guy who shot Howard. The cops really don't listen to him. They put him in the back of the car. Now we're at Fame's house and Kanan seems to have slept over and there's some dude banging at the door. Says his name is Horatio. Fame opens the door and Horatio says that Fame needs to pay him the rent money or he has 2 days and he's gonna be out. Fame tries to tell him, oh, well, maybe I can get you some studio time, you know, since Crown is gone, but hopefully I can still get it for you. But the dude's like, bro, how are you gonna do this for me? Like, how are you gonna get me studio time? So Fame takes the 2 days and then he goes back to Kanan and he asks Kanan if Lou will help him out with the studio time. And Kanan's already like, I don't know, man. I don't think Lou gonna do that. And then we switch scenes. We now switch to Rock, who's getting the keys for a house. And this is a weird moment because, you know, normally whoever, you know, when you get a new house, you're super excited. But Rock is not that excited because really the heart is not inside the home. And her heart is Kanan and he does not want to come home. So the realtor says that she hopes she has a lot of memories and she's a little sketched out about Rock's bodyguard, who Rock says is her cousin. But Rock takes the keys and we end the scene. So now we're with Sal and the Mafia members. And the Mafia members are conspiring on how they can get payback for Jimmy's death. Sal says they can't make a move in Queens unless they pay someone who owns a fish store in Howard Beach. Weird. I guess there's rules to this kind of thing. Maybe some other Mafia dude's territory. Another Mafia guy, his name is Dario. He says that Jimmy's killing cannot go answered. Sal says that they cannot go into Queens without a plan. He says it's a hornet's nest, and he says he needs to know what is going on in every house, who's gonna be on the other side of the door before they go in. And then he asks for Unique. We switch back to Sam, who's now in the precinct. He's in jail, and he's still screaming, trying to tell them who shot Howard. He hasn't dropped the name yet, but then he's just making a lot of noise. Burke comes up and then he tries to tell Burke about Kanan, but doesn't give him a name. And the cops, they're not all exactly buying the story. And it looks like Burke is a little scared to rock the boat. We switch to Zisa and Lou and Cartier in the studio. And they're listening to Zisa and Cartier. He's talking to Lou. He's telling Lou that the last song they had was a club banger, but now they want to switch to something for the bedroom. Lou's kind of, you know, listening, but you can tell he ain't really listening. Fame comes in to speak to Lou. Lou's really not trying to hear him. First he tells him, hey, Kanan ain't here. Fame tells him, no, I'm here to talk to you, about this studio time thing. I need to talk to you privately. So he's trying to talk to him privately, but Lou says, oh no, Cartier's fam, we do this together. You can say whatever you gotta say right here. So then he goes into his whole thing. He says that he needs studio time. He says that these people are coming down on him, that he might be homeless. And Lou's kind of like reluctant, but he says, okay, I'll help you figure this out later. But then Cartier jumps in and he's like, nah, young man, young brother. You gotta learn how to fish. You gotta learn how to fish. How's this place supposed to make money if we out here handing out charity? He's like, nah, man, I'm about to teach you how to fish. So then he takes him outside and he tells him to go. Kicks the young brother out. He walks back in and he tells Lou, there's no more charity, no more giving studio time away. And then Lou says, yo, Cartier, I thought you were like a silent partner. And then Cartier says, money talks. So look, this dude already overrunning Lou in his own business, bro. Already this there, listening to music, trying to take things one way or the other. And he said he's gonna be a silent partner. Lou kind of looks at him with that silent cold killer look. Doesn't look too good for him. So now we got Rock and we got Juke. They're at Rock's house. Rock thanks Juke for washing the dishes. Rock says that Marvin told her what happened with Juke and Kenya, and Juke says that she should have known things weren't gonna go well when Kenya left in the first place. Rock says that she wanted to be loved and that everyone wants to be loved. Rock asks Juke if she has seen Kanan and if Kanan has spoken to Juke about Rock. And Juke starts to look around because she don't tell him her boy Kanan. Rock says that she appreciates that Juke doesn't violate anyone's confidence, which I thought was nice. Because Juke them lips be sealed. She don't be snitching on nobody. Rock says that she misses Kanan and does the everything I have done is for Kanan speech. I'm not gonna get too far into it. She says that it's easy to be on the outside looking in and then, talk about someone's life or point out the mistakes they've made, but that she has always done whatever it takes to protect her children. And some of the calls that she's making now will have long-term effects 20 years later. She apologized for rambling and she asks Juke if any of it made sense, and Juke says it does, and Rock says, well, sometimes it doesn't make sense for her. We now switch to Howard and Kanan, and they're at a synagogue. I didn't realize that Howard practiced Islam, and neither did Kanan. Howard says that he brought Kanan here so no one from the South Side would see him. Howard asks how Rock is. Kanan says that he can't call it and says that he's staying with a friend. Howard says that he doesn't know how to handle this situation. He says he doesn't want to overstep with Kanan, but that if Kanan wants to tell him something, that he should say it. Kanan says that he knows Howard is his dad, and he knows that Howard was his dad for a while, and he didn't need a paternity test. But now that he does know, he's having a hard time figuring this out, figuring out how his relationship is supposed to be with Howard and his mom. Kanan asks Howard if Rock always knew that Howard was his father. Howard says he doesn't know, and for him to speculate wouldn't be fair for Kanan or for Rock. This kind of makes Kanan upset, and he wonders why Howard cares about Rock's feelings when Rock was the one to send him to kill Howard. And Howard kind of cuts him short and says he doesn't care about that anymore and they need to focus on moving forward and not looking in the past. Sam is still in jail and he's still trying to sing like a bird on Who Shot Howard. He still hasn't dropped Kanan's name, but he was saying that he recognized Kanan and it all started to kind of come back to him. He still doesn't know Kanan's name, so he can't say it was Kanan that shot Howard, but he's saying that after seeing Kanan talking to Howard with Fame out there in front of the police station a little while ago, a few episodes ago, that started to jog his memory. This seems to be enough for Burke and she goes straight to the captain. She walks into the captain's office and she asks if a witness can recant a statement on a previous murder. The captain says they can only do that if the statement matches the evidence. The captain then asks what this case is, and then Burke says it's an old cold case, doesn't give him the full information, isn't fully truthful. And then the captain says, all right, don't be messing with anyone else's cases. And Burke says that she isn't. So she leaves, and then the captain immediately picks up the phone to call Internal Affairs. So he's about to have Burke investigated. He's fed up. So now we have Rock meeting with Tremont outside of the courthouse, it looks like. Tremont says that he can't believe that Rock got Abraham out. Rock says this is pretty much how she does business, period. And this is why Tremont should work with her. Tremont says that Cartier isn't gonna let him just walk, that under all the nice shit that he's a crazy ass nigga. Tremont says that he isn't moving until Cartier is out the way. Lawyer comes out and says that he was able to get Abraham out, and Abraham is that guy that was spying on Rock and the Colombians, but he was able to get Abraham out because there were 4 people in the car and the gun was concealed in the back seat, so they weren't able to attribute true possession to someone. Rock says she will handle the Cartier situation and says that she will be in touch, and she leaves. Tremont stands back and says that Rock may be colder than Cartier. We about to see. So now we switch back to the jail, and Sam is getting out because the jail is too full and they need to bring in more serious criminals. So he's being let out, he's being walked through the hallway, and Burke sees him being let out. She hangs up the phone and she runs out to stop him from being let out. She says that she needs him and they'll go put him back in the jail cell. The other cop says that the captain told him that he has to go out and that he's just following orders. Burke asks to walk him out. Howard sees this and he asks another detective what Burke is doing, and the detective says that Sam is telling Burke that she knows who shot Howard. And Howard's all like, what? They already brought that dude in and we couldn't use his statement. The other detective says he knows and that Burke is an idiot. They do not respect Burke. We switch to Burke and Sam outside. Burke is trying to get Sam to tell her what's going on. Sam says he doesn't need to tell her what's going on because he's already out. So then Burke gives him some money, and then Sam said, okay, I might be able to tell you now, but she has to meet him later. So Burke agrees to meet him later. But Howard is over here watching, and it doesn't look good. So now we switch to Juke and Marvin. They're having lunch. Nice to see Juke and Marvin having lunch. Man, finally got the situation repaired. She asks how the funeral was and if Marvin cried. He did, but he says that he doesn't remember if he cried or not and says he has sunglasses on. Juke says that it's okay to cry and that she's seen him cry before. Marvin says he's done a lot of bad shit and he's done some good shit and he hopes that it balances out. He says that fucked up shit happens to fucked up people and he's sorry for all the shit that he's done and didn't do for Juke, and that he's gonna try to do good for Juke and for everyone else. Juke says that he can't do good for her or anyone else until he takes care of himself, which is really nice. He says that he's gonna continue working on himself. That's right, Marv. That's right, Marv. See, my boy, he didn't get all the press. He's taking this in stride and he's trying to be better. So now we switch to like a little high-rise building. We got Rock meeting up with Cartier in his penthouse. Woo! Cartier, are you about to seal the deal? Let's see what you about to do. First thing Cartier does is walk up and try to grab Rock's ass and, no, sir, nah, bruh. Oh man, Rock was all like, pow, get off me, boy. Don't be doing that. Oh man, this fool Cartier's hurt. He tries to say, you know, I'm a man who takes what he wants. And Rock says, you ain't get nothing until I'm ready. Cartier says he gets a proposal. Starts simping hard. Starts saying that he wants to put 50% investment into her operation. He says he's gonna fund expansion. He said he's gonna fund the expansion. He said he's gonna assist her with moving her profits into legitimate businesses. Rock says, you gonna do all this because you trying to fuck? Dang, man. Cartier says he doesn't ever pay for the P. Rock says, I thought you said it was too competitive over here. I thought you said the margins were too thin. Cartier says that he's focused on market share, and if he controls a lot of market share, he can push down costs in all of his markets and make business easier for him across the board. He says that he knows what he wants and he wants what he knows. And she says that he's full of surprises. Cartier, you did not seal the deal, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You did not seal the deal. All that money, all that bluster, and you still could not seal the deal, my friend. So now we got Sal and Neek, and Sal Baselli is being Sad Baselli right now. He's saying that he gave Rock the perfect offer, the perfect compromise, Marvin for Marco, and she wouldn't take the deal. Neek says he has no love for Marvin, but that Marco messed that job up and he can't be blamed on Marvin if Marco messed it up. Sal says that Marvin went around him and that's not how they do business. Neek says that Marco allowed Marvin to go around him and he was down for the job. Sal says that he needs to know Rock's entire organization. He wants to know where people are, how they move, what kind of guns they have, the whole nine. Neek says this is Sal and Rock shit and he needs to stay out of it. Sal says that he helped Neek squeeze Rock in Newark and that he got him back in the game. Neek says all the truck stealings and him getting back in the game, that was all business and he got paid for all that business. Neek says he doesn't get anything for stepping into this beat. Sal says he gets his gratitude and that his gratitude can go a long way. Neek says if he gives up Rock, that will make him a snitch. Sal tries to say that no one will ever know, and Neek says he will know. See, Neek is a true gangster, bro, for that line right there. I love that, bro. Sal says he doesn't like to be disappointed and he ends the meet. And it looks like Sal is gonna be gunning for Neek now, and Neek spits on the ground and walks out. So now we got Fame and Kanan eating lunch at a pizza spot. Fame is crying and whining about owing money and he's afraid he's gonna be homeless and get kicked out. Kanan says he has a few bucks that he can give Fame, and Fame is grateful. We see our boy Freddie come in and he grabs some pizza. He looks at Kanan. Kanan looks back and says, you don't want to step to this. And boy, Kanan's sitting down, just sitting down. This boy standing up. That's crazy. This boy Kanan, you see, come a long way. Fame wonders how this boy Freddie stays paid. Kanan says you always stay paid when you're grimy like that. So now we switch to Burke and Adina, who are having sex or making love. And Burke says, what's her next move on Howard? Adina says that there is no move. You need to stop trying to move on Howard. No one's gonna like that you're moving on Howard. And you don't need to prove yourself to anybody that you're a good cop. People aren't gonna think that you got in here because of your parents. But then Shannon's like, no, but that is why I'm here. But then she's like, but you're still a good cop. Adina says that, and I started laughing because I can't remember what movie I heard this in, but she says that Shannon is real police. Bro, Shannon is not real police. Shannon is scared, bro. Shannon over here paying crackheads for information, bro. She's not real police. Let's just cut it there, okay? Adina tells her to stop focusing on Howard, and then they go back to making love. So now we got Marvin, Rock, and Lou at the Thomas house. Marv says that he appreciates Lou taking down Jimmy. Lou says he'll drop anyone who takes a shot at his bro. Word up. Yeah, that's my boy Lou back, man. So then Rock comes in and she asks, yo, Lou, are you still with us? We don't got time for no part-time gangsters. We need them full-time. But she don't know that my boy Lou is back on the grind, bro. Grim Reaper's back. Rock asks who took out Crown, and Lou's like, oh man, he owe a bunch of money. Anybody could take him out. So he lies to Rock. I don't know why he had to lie about that. I feel like the way Rock looked at him afterwards, that she was like, really? She knows that Lou killed him. She has to know. Rock says that she has reinforcements coming in from Syracuse, New York, and Rochester. Lou says he's down for whatever, but that these Italians, they got better resources, better bodies, better guns, better everything. We can't beat them. Rock says these guys are bench warmers for the real mafia over in New York, that once New York finds out that they're getting bodied by some dudes from Jamaica, Queens, that they're gonna come down on him. Rock then looks at Marvin and says they also need to kill Sam. But how does she know this? I did not see a scene. I bet you Howard, our boy Howard, had to have said something because we have not seen Sam since episode 6 or 7, I believe. So he just came back this episode and we had seen those scenes with him and Rock, and the only person who's seen anything is Howard. So Howard must have met with Rock, and that's why Rock is telling Marvin that it's a quick urgency kind of thing, that it needs to happen now. Afterwards, we go outside and we see a few mafia dudes drive by. I believe that was Dario in the front seat. They're checking out Rock's house, and they see that there's some extra security outside, and then they drive by. So now we're back at Fame's house, and Kanan's sleeping on the floor. Fame sneaks out, and I'm already thinking, is this dude about to go to Palomar's house? And yes, he is going to Palomar's house, but Kareen answers the door. Fame asks Kareen for Palomar's revolver. Kareen's like, heck no at first, but then Fame kind of makes a joke about Kanan smashing her mom and says that she shouldn't care about her mom and shouldn't defend her mom and to go get the gun. So she goes and gets the gun and she gives it to Fame. We now switch to Nicole's dad meeting with Juke, and he also has a member from Internal Affairs there who says that he is not there in any official capacity and that everything here is off the record. We start asking questions about Bert. Nicole's dad says that Bert may have had an inappropriate relationship with Juke and Nicole and may have passed the drugs that killed her to Nicole. Juke is listening to this, but she doesn't buy it because she knows how that really happened. And then she gets up and says that she's not going to speak to any police about other police. After Juke leaves, Nicole's dad talks to the internal affairs agent. The internal affairs guy says that they don't have anything because she's not talking. Nicole's dad says that he will not give up his source. But we know who the source is, and I think Juke knows who the source is too, and that is Howard. So what has Howard done over here? Howard dropped just enough information for Nicole's dad to go talk to the captain, but I don't think he anticipated that Nicole's dad would also talk to an internal affairs guy. I think this is gonna come down on Howard. So now we got Marvin, he's meeting with Sam, he's in his car, and he's telling Sam to get into their car, and he's kind of luring him with some crack. And of course, Sam is gonna get in the car, and he gets in the car, and they said they're gonna go do a job. Damn, looks like Sam might die. So now we switch back to the apartments, and Fame comes up to Freddy's door, and he has a ski mask on, and you can totally tell it's him. Like, come on, bro, it totally looks like him, right? Totally looks like Famous. And he pulls the gun out on Freddy. Freddy is not scared. He can already tell who Famous is, and he pretty much calls him a bitch and says that he's not gonna shoot. Fame is begging this dude with the gun to open his door, and Freddy's like, nah. Freddy shows that he's armed as well, and when he's about to pull the gun out to probably shoot Fame, Fame gets scared, panics, and starts shooting Freddy. Then Freddy still grabs the gun with still one shot at him, like he's gonna pull it out, and then Fame shoots him dead. Fame now runs away in the street, got his first body from Fame. Oh man. Now, crazy part is that guy, that tall, skinny guy, he opens the door, but he doesn't open it all the way to show himself, but he cracks it open. So someone's gonna call the police, this body's gonna get found. Maybe he heard the guy say Famous's name, I don't know. So now we're walking with Juke and Kanan at the mall, and Juke tells Kanan about the whole Nicole's dad thing, right? She tells them about how Howard's linked into it as well, and that Howard's, doing some behind the scenes stuff. Juke asks Kanan if he ever thought about the whole Rock and Howard situation, if Howard maybe manipulated 16-year-old Rock. She compares it to the Palomar situation because Howard must have been 20 years old when he pushed up on 16-year-old Rock. Kanan says that situation is completely different, and Juke says it's the same type of manipulation. And I think this is interesting because, I didn't really think about how Howard could have been 20-year-old undercover cop sleeping with his 16-year-old informant. That would be all over the news today. Juke asks if Kanan's ever gonna go home. Kanan asks, after all this Howard stuff, what am I gonna say? Juke says at least he has a dad now. And then Kanan quips that her dad life isn't going so well. And then Juke says that Marvin is actually cleaning himself up. And Kanan says that Rock can never clean herself up. So now we see Burke looking for Sam. She's checking the crack spot, she's checking the smoke spot, and she's checking the mob spot, and she's turning up empty. We switch to Marv and Sam, and Marv is putting Sam on a bus. He says that Sam has to go and he can't come back. He says if he sees him again, that he will have to kill him. Sam asks, what's this all about? He says the streets are never safe for him, but he's saying, nah, but now I'm coming for you. So if I ever see you, I'm gonna have to kill you. Sam tries to ask what this is all about, but Marv says he doesn't know and that Sam has to go. He gives him money and he puts him on the bus, says he needs to clean himself up, and says he doesn't want to give a crackhead money, but he needs to go. Sam gets on the bus and says he's gonna be on the straight and narrow, and it looks like he is actually gonna do it. And it looks like Marv is trying to do right. Marv didn't want to kill Sam because he doesn't want that on his conscience, that he's really trying to do better. Too bad, Sam just goes down the street and asks to get off the bus, and he walks out the bus. And look at this, man. Marvin even went and got this dude some new clothes, got him a new coat, got him a pea coat, got him everything he needed to kind of go off on his own. And this boy still didn't listen. And I guess he's gonna get that season finale death. Yeah. So now we switch to Cartier, and we can tell he is feeling like Rick Ross. I'm a boss. Bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a boss. He's walking into his building, he says hello to the doorman, and he grabs the elevator. We start to hear a Kanan monologue, and when you hear these Kanan monologues, it's never a good thing. Last time we heard a Kanan monologue at the end of the episode, we seen our boy Crown get killed. Cartier's going up the elevator, and the elevator goes to what doesn't seem like the penthouse. It's going to the 8th floor. We also see that the doorman is calling someone and telling them that he's coming up. Door opens, and Rock and Lou are standing in the door in all black, got the silenced pistol. Cartier is like solely surprised, and he says they don't even trust each other. Rock says that they're family, and Cartier says fuck their family. Lou and Rock both shoot Cartier dead, and then Rock walks up and shoots him right in the head. Damn, Cartier, I thought you was a boss, boy. They came and got you, man. And you didn't even make a play. You weren't even threatening. You didn't even hit nobody. What the hell? Cartier, come on, you wasn't supposed to go out like that. I thought you was the Don Magic Wand, bro. I thought you was Rick Ross, dog. What happened? All right, guys, so that episode, okay, episode 7 is still my favorite episode, guys. 8 was kind of there, but a finale gonna have to do a lot to get me back to where I was with episode 7. So let's talk about this a little bit. Here are my big takeaways from the episode. Our biggest takeaway, and my favorite, our boy Marv is still alive, thank God. Rest in peace to Miss Renee. And I think, man, I just wish that she didn't have to get killed coming out of church. That was pretty brutal. These Italians, next episode, there is gonna be a war for sure. We got Rock, she's calling in reinforcements from Syracuse, New York, and Rochester. Our boy Neek is probably gonna have a target on his back because he refused to give Sal Rock's organization. We got Kanan still beefing with Rock, and it's gonna take heaven and earth for these guys to get back together by the end of the episode, in this episode 10. I just don't understand how they can become closer in one episode. Looks like everything with Juke and Kenya is pretty resolved for right now. I don't know if we're gonna see Juke kind of going down her road anymore in the next episode. I don't know what she's gonna do because she's not really involved in the crime life, so don't know what's really gonna happen with Juke next episode. By the end of the next episode, just how when we saw Rock take over the towers in season 1, I think we're gonna see Rock take over Cartier's empire, using Tremont as a middleman. We know that Marvin's plan with Sam has backfired, and Sam will probably speak with Bert and give her details that Kanan was the one who shot Howard. We also know that we'll be seeing internal affairs either from Nicole's dad or from the police cap. We also got famous who killed Freddie, and there was a witness. And then we also noticed Scrappy's mom was pretty absent after dropping that "I'm gonna do something about it" line from episode 8. Not sure where that's gonna go. But guys, oh my God, guys. Episode 10, I think is gonna be crazy. I think it'll be crazier than episode 7. It has to be. It just has to be, okay? So thank you guys for rocking with me. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and put a notification bell so you know when I go live or make a new video. Guys, I think we're close to 250 subscribers. Help your boy out. Don't take me to 250, take me to 300. Drop a like on the video, and if you don't like the video, take the like back. But I think you will like the video. All right, guys? Thank you guys. I'm your boy J. Will. Peace.